Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And this is some interesting news here. Nothing too surprising, but yet another interesting step in the direction, that we've been, at least as the scriptures have been talking about, right? Now, this is from Zero Hedge and dealing with the whole situation with Iran, Hezbollah, Israel right now. As we said last time, when the whole when Iran retaliated against Israel, by launching drones and all that into Israel, this situation, things died down a little bit, but the tensions were going to flare yet again, because they are at conflict. And just because it doesn't escalate to the brink of all-out war right now, and it de-escalates a little bit, doesn't mean that it's going to stay that way. It's only a matter of time. And that's also because the Heavenly Father is working on the minds of the different prime ministers, presidents, and rulers of these different countries in order to have the time ready. So if things are getting too hot, they de-escalate a little bit. If things are getting too dull, they re-escalate to keep the fire going, to preserve the state of tension, until it's ultimately time to go all out. Now, speaking on that, this is an article from ZeroHedge.com, and the headline reads, Graham pushes senators to commit to war on Iran if Israel attacked. Think about it like this, right? If the U.S. is pushing for the permission or the authorization of going to war with Iran or attacking Iran or, coming against Iran in defense of Israel, the same way the U.S. is doing that in defense of Israel, what do you think is going to happen for Iran? Do you not think that the West also the East has, or even more specifically, Iran also has some superpowers in their corner? Of course. Okay, of course. So this is going to be very, very interesting that, they're pushing this, right? And it's showing you that, once again, it's going in the direction of prophecy. Okay, because according to prophecy, like we've gone over before, Israel, is going to be that vortex, right? That are going to drive in based on their actions, the rest of the nations. It's like a domino effect. One, then the other, and before you know it, everybody's there. And that's why it's called a third world war. Okay. Anyway, let's read a little bit here. It says South Carolina Republican Senator and well-known hawk Lindsey Graham is salivating over the prospect of war with Iran at a moment regional tensions are boiling in the wake of Israel assassinating Hamas's political leader in Tehran and Hezbollah's senior military commander in Beirut. Now, they've been wanting to go. The U.S. They've been wanting to go up in Iran for a while. There was a list, I believe, of 7 countries or so that they wanted to go into. I think Iraq was one of them. Libya might have been on the list. Definitely Iran was on the list, but they weren't able to. They haven't been able to get up in there and infiltrate it and yada yada. So it's no surprise that they're just at least this guy can't wait. Graham on Wednesday introduced a bill that, if passed, would authorize military action against Iran if Hezbollah attacks Israel. Which, I think recently, right, you had Iran that called for, was it Ayatollah, called for a direct, strike or attack in Israel. And I believe also they are supplying Hamas with EMP weapons, which can do a fairly fair amount of damage. The resolution says that the Senate asserts that efforts to deter Hezbollah and the Islamic Republic of Iran are most credible when the president keeps all options on the table, including military force. And like we said, yes, it will escalate. Eventually, the U.S. is going to get involved, but it's not going to go full on nuclear in the next day because things still need to happen before. It would consider. Let me see. It would consider an all-out assault by Hezbollah to have the direct backing of Iran, and thus would authorize direct U.S. counterattack on the Islamic Republic. And what you think that's going to do, right? Second Ezra, the 15th chapter, goes into that about the Carmanians raging in wrath like a wild boar, and that's the Elamites. That's the modern day Iranians. Okay, so it says here, the bill further authorizes military action against Iran if the country is deemed on the cusp of achieving a nuclear bomb. So not only in defense of an attack against Israel, but now if they suspect that Iran is almost able to build a nuclear bomb, then they're authorizing military action. And it's very interesting, that they're so concerned about Iran developing this new atomic bomb, nuclear bomb, whatever it is, right? Let's see. Yep, it also mentions here, right, that Iran has issued warnings that they could produce a nuke if they wanted to. Quote, unquote, Iran will keep going until somebody tells them to stop, Graham said in an interview briefing this week. It is time to put red lines on their nuclear program. And this is only going to cause more escalation. All right, but that's okay, actually. As a matter of fact, let's go real quick to the book of Joel. And I believe this might be, let's see. Yeah, Joel 3 and should be around the 7th verse. There we go. Actually, the 9th verse. This is Joel 3 and 9, and it reads, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. And that's what's happening right now. War is being prepared, right? And when you read this in the NLT version, it says, say to the nations far and wide, get ready for war. And that's what's happening. Okay, all these nations, they know in the back of their mind that the way things are going, it's inevitable. Okay, that this war is going to happen because the vying for power, the advanced technology, and the tensions don't look like something that's just going to end in a fully de-escalated situation. In fact, it's going to continue to escalate, and it's going to get worse and worse. And guess what? The U.S. is going to be involved. Okay. So it says here, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men meaning the military, right, of these nations, and wake them up, meaning get them ready. And that's what you see happening. Let all the men of war draw near and let them come up. And where are they going? Verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And how is that? Because now, why do you think they're what we just read in this article, they're trying to avoid Iran from getting that nuclear bomb? Because then they can do damage, even though they may not have a military as big as the U.S., for example, they can still do a lot of damage. Okay. So verse 11, it says, assemble yourselves and come, O ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. So right there, the assembling of these heathen is to a specific place, right? And when you jump down to verse 12, it says, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. And that's what's happening right now. Okay, these nations are being roused up and prepared for this war that's coming. And the Lord is doing that ultimately. All right, Proverbs 21:1 tells you that the heart of the king is in the hands of the Lord. And as rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So that's what the Lord is doing right now. He's setting things up to where, one nation does this, then another one does this, and another one retaliates, and then before you know it, it's in that region and is drawing more and more nations toward that region. Hence, Ezekiel the 38th chapter goes into Russia, right, being one of the nations that's going to come down there from their area on behalf of you know, Iran and Libya and the African nations, but also they're going to come against Israel, as we read in Ezekiel 38. So the whole point is the Lord is using current events to draw these nations over to that region, as it's called the Valley of Jehoshaphat, which translates to the Valley of Yahweh Shaphat, which is the Most High's judgment. And as it said, continuing here, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. And that's what we're getting ready to see and witness, So yeah, it's definitely another step. Now they're actually calling for straight ability to, in other words, go to war on Israel or on Iran, if Israel is attacked. So, I mean, we'll see how things go, and, keep an eye on these prophetic news. But, each article and each event is getting more and more intense. So it's very important to stay on your watch, and watch as well as pray, as Yahweh Shai said. So anyway, with that, I'm going to end it here. Lord willing, that was edifying and informative to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.